There's a chance you feel lost, behind, or maybe have no idea what the future holds. And I'm here to tell you that's normal. I moved schools 3 times, was seriously dyslexic, and even got rejected from my dream university. But at 21, I never needed to work again. So here are 8 things I wish someone told me when I was your age. Number 1, avoid being popular and keep a small circle. It feels good for a little bit being appreciated by others, but being cool is temporary validation. It distracts you from the real goals. Remember, it's okay to be different. I used to feel left out in school. I remember going on my phone, seeing people on Snapchat partying and hanging out with their friends every single day. But if you learn how to say no, all you gotta do is lock in for a few more years, and then you'll buy back a lot of freedom when you're an adult. You don't need a big group of friends, just real ones. The kind of friends who will tell you the truth, bring you down to earth, and help you think straight when you want to give up. Just one solid person can save you from messing up big time. Think of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. He literally paid a guy just to whisper in his ear that he's just a man. The people around you are basically unofficial advisors. It only makes sense to make space for people who push you forward, not ones who drain your energy. Number 2, don't try too hard in school. It's hard not to be jealous of that kid getting 100% in every class. But the truth is, most jobs only care if you hit a minimum grade, not whether you get 100%. So don't waste time chasing top grades. Instead, only do what's required, then use the time you have left to learn things that make you stand out from others. In the real world, your grades won't make you money. The stuff that really matters is your ability to solve problems. Number 3, always think a couple steps ahead. Most people spend 30 minutes figuring out what they want to do for the next 30 years. They don't think about what can happen further down the line. So don't just fall into the first job you get and stay stuck there for years. Just sit down for 30 minutes and think, am I setting myself up for disaster? A small change right now could do a lot later on. When it comes to choosing a job, ask yourself what skill you can build now that others will pay you for, especially with AI taking so many jobs. You don't want to be the person at 40 posting on Reddit because you got laid off after 16.5 years at his job. At this point in your life, you're probably thinking about your first job, how to land one, what you can do. Well, I know hundreds of companies hiring at this exact moment. So if you're looking, click the link in the description below. Who knows? Maybe one's a good fit. Number 4, always talk to the quiet kid. I learned that the loudest people aren't always the most successful. Life works in interesting ways. Most of the time, the loud kids end up working for the quiet kids.
Well, how do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we run ads.
I see.
Loud people have things to prove, but others have things to do. The quiet kid in your class could be a future business owner who will remember how people treated them in school. You never know what relationships might come back around years later. I've heard of people getting jobs from quiet kids who became successful. So just to be safe, plant those seeds now. Number 5, prepare for years of sacrifice. When you're working on yourself, you'll spend years with no praise, no results, and no guarantee that it'll work out. I mean, I've been making a YouTube video every single week for the past 17 weeks. And even after 4 months, I finally hit over 1,000 views on a video. I could just give up, but I won't, because the only way the numbers will improve is if I keep going and try to do things better over time. The point is to keep showing up. The people who stay consistent are the ones who see results. Number 6, try to document your life. You want to keep track of the journey, even if it's on a private Instagram page. Personally, I do it with my Instagram story to keep track of important moments in my life as they happen. I call them chapters, but I don't really talk about what the chapters mean. I just post a pic or a video and a song. So if you look at it, you won't really know what's going on, but I do. So one day, maybe I'll look back and write a book about it. Either way, your law is being built as you live another day. Plus, when you're having a bad day, these moments will remind you why you started. After all, you want to build a story that you'll be proud of one day. Number 7, take lots of risks. After 20, life gets a lot more complicated. I spent my late teens working on lots of side projects and most failed. But even the failures are lessons in disguise. When you've got a family, bills to pay, a mortgage, that sort of thing, changing careers is not an option. Try lots of things now, because later, even if you get the chance, it'll be a lot more difficult. Number 8, choose your battles wisely. Sometimes it feels good to fight back in the moment, but fighting with someone can cost you a lot in the long term. You don't want to argue with teachers, bosses, or anyone just to prove a point. First, always ask yourself, is it worth it? Because if you push too hard and burn bridges, it might come back to bite you later. In school, I was pretty rebellious, always handing in submissions late. Let's just say my teachers didn't like me. Anyways, the coronavirus pandemic comes around, all of our exams were suddenly cancelled. And you won't believe what happened next. The school gave our teachers the power to give us a grade, a realistic one that they think we'd get if we could have taken the exams. Long story short, I got lower grades, which stopped me from getting into my dream university. And it wasn't their fault, it was mine. I should have played things better. What I'm trying to say is, at this stage of life, you want to avoid making enemies as much as possible. And if you pick a fight, you must only play ones you stand a chance of winning. You don't need to have everything figured out, but what you do need to do is start getting ahead from now, before it's too late. Focus on progress, not perfection. Try as hard as you can to build skills, good relationships, and momentum for your next chapter. And that way, you'll have no regrets. Also, if you want to be one step ahead, you might want to watch this video for when you're between the ages of 21 and 25.